Playing the healer in any game is definitely not an easy task for anybody to just pick up. And as somebody who has invested about 170 hours of time playing a healer in Overwatch, I found for me that this is the most rewarding class to play. Hey, what's up guys, I'm Yogurt. Today I'm going to be talking about why I love being a healer so much in Overwatch. The one thing I always love doing is pulling off the most clutch resurrects or casting an awesome sound barrier to sway the fight in my team's favor, or simply saving the team from a potential team-wiping graviton surge with an awesome transcendence timing. Ultimately, playing a support is truly a game-saving class and even more rewarding when your team notices what you've done to save your team from certain death. But for me, it extends far beyond these plays and starting at the point of being the backbone of every team composition in the game. And the one thing that I would love to see more as a healer main is to see people enjoy it as much as I do it and play them as much as DPS heroes get played. Now, in all honesty, it takes a completely different skill and mindset to play a healer where you substitute mechanical skill of aim with game sense and positioning. Granted, every role utilizes these skills, but as a healer, your scope of the playing field is greatly widened to much more than healing and positioning. For me, I like to take the responsibility of keeping track of ultimate usage by the enemy team, grouping the team up for team fights, calling out flankers, and generally keeping the morale of the team up during bad rounds in the game. What it boils down to for me is being the person who keeps their team alive during intense fights. Whether I'm Mercy in an intense team fight, real-time cycle healing teammates just enough to keep them alive and moving on to the next one, or engaging at a perfect time with a Lucio speed boost, it's an unbelievable feeling to come through in the clutch as a healer. And there's such a massive difference between a good support and an amazing healer to the point where sometimes games can come down to who has the better healer on their team, and I take great pride when I am that better healer for my team. I wish that more people would play healers, but the thrill from it is vastly different than the reward you get as playing a DPS. Of course, when you play DPS, it's amazing to see those crazy amount of eliminations you can get, and crazy ultimates that wipe an enemy team, but for me there's nothing more satisfying than watching the enemy team blow their ultimate cache on my team, killing them, and then flying in and resurrecting it, and then hear my team just lose it over how good the resurrect I just pulled off was. And a little thing that always makes me happy is when I 1v1 a flanker like Tracer and Genji and end up winning as Mercy with her pistol. Nothing can ever make me more happier than that. I mostly play Mercy in competitive and quick play and actually strive to play in the top 500 at some point as a support main. Ultimately, my goal is to make it to the pro level, but there are still things that I obviously need to work on in my game. When I used to play games like Counter-Strike, Halo, and Call of Duty, it rewarded players with mechanical skill of aim, but in Overwatch, it's a breath of fresh air to finally have a different skill sets implemented into an FPS. Having good game sense and positioning as a healer is so paramount to master, and it's so rewarding when you can pull off clutch plays as a healer for your team. Even with such great pros for me to play a healer, there are some drawbacks that can make it difficult at times. Sometimes I'm at the mercy of my teammates to make good plays, and I can only contribute as much as casting a great support ultimate for sustain for my other teammates to do their job. One good thing for a DPS character is that they can excel and get a good amount of eliminations to elevate themselves above the rest of the pack. Granted, healers can go above and beyond with fantastic ultimates, but their healing capability is limited to how much damage the team does take. Now, those are only a few small drawbacks for me playing a healer. For me, it's extremely rewarding to watch the enemy team cringe and get angry when I'm stealing their thunder by catching teammates in a 1v1 fight and giving them the edge of the fight with heals, or actually watching the enemy team blow all their ultimates to kill my team and then resurrecting it. I know there's nothing more demoralizing than watching that when you're in the middle of an intense game, but to me, I can always respect teams that save their ultimates and completely undo my res with another good ultimate wipe. And honestly, until Overwatch, I had no desire to play a healer class until I felt the true reward of being a good healer in the game. It took my best friend who also plays healers in other games to convince me to try it, and I've never looked back and always loved being a healer in this game. It's something that I wish more people would do and at least try to experience so that maybe more people would be apt to play support characters, rather than having these heroes be the last ones picked by people who are playing them simply because they have to, not because they want to. Alright guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me today. Just so you guys know, I'm planning on making a Mercy Guide video here in the near future for you, but let me know what you guys think about playing support heroes and what kind of fun do you get out of playing such heroes. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Until then, I'm Yogurt. See you guys next time. Take care.